back to the BST4 channel, man. What's going on, Wingnuts? What's happening? Hey, we are back with these rotors here for this Maverick 73. Trying to get this disc brake situation here. In a car like this, the way I'm tackling this situation now is to do front, then rear. Because, I'm not going to get the whole car on fours. I'm not going to do that and start tearing everything down. It's just going to look like it's too much. If you understand what I'm saying. You want to try to get things piece by piece. Now, to deal with the front, I'm trying to do the disc brakes. Then along with that, I am going to get rid of that steering shaft there and make this manual steering. That is my goal. I have a lot of situations going on. I got to change this sway bar. We call these tension rods on the JDM, but they're called strut bars or something like that. I need to get that situated. Disc brakes are coming along good. I got the hubs cut, and then now I am dealing with this clutch pedal situation. Very delicate, because you guys are not going to like what I'm doing. I'm using the 240 SX pedal to put inside of a Maverick. Reason why, because I have the clutch pedal here, versus me going to buy a new Wildwood clutch pedal or getting an authentic Comet grabber 5-speed clutch assembly or whatnot. So what I'm basically doing is just going to make a template, which I already did and cut out, and drill the holes underneath there, right? And then gotta go and get the clutch pedal fitted up, matted up, ready to go. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do now. Start to bend that up. We're going to skip a couple of scenes, but you're going to get the gist of what I'm doing. You classic Ford guys are not going to like it, but again, I saved this car from going into the scrap heap. So let's get to these pedals. So first thing I had to do, I had to take out the bolts and get a cut pattern. After I get the cut pattern, then size it up and figure out where it's going to go. Then I had to straighten up this clutch pedal. Then go back and then grind underneath here just a little bit, so the metal, the weld that's on this pedal is still on here. Heat it up and then just turn it. You know what I mean? And then re-weld. Gotta get a better welder, or I gotta really practice more on welding. Some days I get it, some days I don't. All right, got it painted up, ready to go. You got to take the lower part off, because that's like my boy said. He said all the 73s and lower had that little piece underneath, which the car has a little bit more space. Then underneath here, made that hole somewhere right around there. It looks legit like a mug. And that goes right into the wheel well. Now, but also with a situation I came across with this too, there's a big behind hole right there. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it. Right over there. That situation there, we got to deal with this made of plate. I had to go ahead and cut that out, which I had over here. So what I did was just took a piece of metal, cut it out with that right there, and just get busy and just cut it. Next up, before we start welding and everything, we got to figure out what are we doing, because we have a situation where this needs to be a little bit gap underneath there for stability against the firewall or the wheel well situation, or we're going to adapt it on the outside. Now, this piece here will help you do all of that. Now, this piece here is really designed to go on the outside, basically over here. See these two holes here that's threaded? Those two holes there are for a wilwood clutch master that we can install in this car. But what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this adapter here, and I'm going to put it on the inside and then use the regular stock OEM 240SS clutch master for the time being. Now also too, I got the clutch master from a 240SX inside of my Crown Victoria. So I definitely have to get maybe 2 more pieces like this, and it'll probably be ideal for what we're trying to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up this little dimple here, right there, and then we're going to shove this clutch master in and see how everything fits. But first, we got to get this plate. And we got the thing installed. Now, the adapter piece that I have showed you, you can install a wilwood clutch master inside this. Now, later on, I'm going to buy 2 more pieces of those adapters, And I may install a Wilwood clutch master in also this car here and my Crown Victoria that sits outside. It looks legit, man. I mean, it's good to go, man. Now let's check out and see how it sits inside. Again, you guys may not like this, but hey, man, it works. It looks good. To me, it does. I mean, you want to get fancy, you can probably weld something up. And there's the bolt right there. We got that lined up and we're good to go. I'm just going to leave it just like this. And we'll probably just basically just call it a day on this one, man. So thank you guys for watching this little video here on this clutch install here. We're still waiting on parts, brothers. We're still waiting on parts, but I did get one thing done. We got the hub cut. But along with getting the hub cut, there is a lot of fine tuning that I need to do before I can say, hey, yo, this is okay. In time, I will change the hub. This is the hub just for now because I need to line everything up and make sure everything is okay. But, you know, there's always a situation, and this is going to be involving in this situation. I will definitely get a different spacer than this. I need to get the hub-centric one to add to this and get everything finalized. So, man, thank you guys for watching this episode of Build Something TV where I installed this clutch pedal inside of this 1973 Ford Maverick, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for commenting. Really, I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. Even the guys who just clicking, to just checking to see what's going on. I appreciate you guys too, man. I really do. Thank you guys, man. This ain't easy, man. This is not easy. I mean, low budget, man, it's hard. It's hard. It's next to impossible, man, but we're trying to get it done, man. So we're going to get back at it like a crack addict, and we'll see you guys on the flip side, man. See you guys. I was talking to another guy. You know, they wanted cheap, reliable horsepower. And I had to tell them that does not exist. And y'all can debate me on this all day if you like. There's no such thing as cheap, reliable horsepower. Because if you have cheap horsepower, it's not reliable. Reliable, cheap horsepower, that doesn't even exist. It just don't, you know, you can flip the words over here to over here, over here. Some equal to a nice sum, some equal to a negative sum. Most of the time, it's going to be a negative sum. I mean, most of you guys want reliable horsepower, and it's going to cost. Got to remember that. Reliable horsepower costs. So, now, if you have an engine that's making 350 horsepower stock, let's say it's stock, you got to know the breaking point of the bottom end. That's the first thing you got to figure out. You said the breaking point of the bottom end is at 500 horsepower. That means you only can go, you know what I mean, another 100 horsepower. Or, you know, 200 or something like that. You know, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? Maybe. But the tune got to be mean. And if you have a tune, and they say if you did turbo or something like that, you make sure you have a good MAF, blow-off valve, good wastegate, brand names now. And you need the brand name injectors, and you got to get a mean-ass dyno tune. None of that mail order shit. A real live. Go to the dyno man, hook this up. Or you run a standalone, which can get really technical into, you know, the parameters of what's going on in the engine. You could take that route, and that'd be the best route. The tune, man, the tune is the magic number, and it doesn't come cheap. None of this stuff comes cheap. Again, like I said in this video, a budget build. This ain't no budget build. I'm screaming budget build, but it ain't no budget. You know what I mean? This ain't no budget. And if you want performance, it ain't on no budget. Man, we can get one on the cheap, but deep down it's not a budget, man. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's just difficult, dude. So we gotta remember, man, there's no such thing as cheap, reliable horsepower. It doesn't exist. Those things just don't go together. Reliable horsepower, that goes, but it costs. So you gotta remember that.